Cheers, guys. Epix 911, welcome to the Sunday, October 8th, 2017 edition of VR News. And before we dive into the news, just a quick channel update. I have finally launched my Patreon, and it will be linked in the video below. There's a link on the channel art section of my banner. Not something I'm going to plug often. I'm talking about it now because I'm launching it, kind of in that territory of thumbs up and all that kind of stuff. So it's there as an avenue to support the channel. Why I hummed and hawed, because it was originally going to get launched at 5,000, is just, never something that I was completely comfortable with. But with YouTube's recent flagging of multiple videos of mine, especially the documentary one, that stung a little bit just because of some words that the AI bot took out of context. Well, you know what? I figured now was the time. It's there truly and only as one of many means to support the channel. Standing on the sidelines and cheersing me with a bevy works as well. All right, let's dive into the news. Start with our first story, Scorn, part 1 of 2, Dason. This is an atmospheric first-person horror adventure currently on Kickstarter, and many of you probably already know how I tend to view Kickstarters. I will cover them if there's, a VR tie-in, and it's something that I think has some merit to it. Well, this, I think, does. They had a goal of 176,000, which is a bit of an odd number. Usually people round it off to the nearest 5 or 10, but whatever. They chose 176, and with 30 hours to go, they made it. They're at 217,000. They being Serbian studio YsuTµbe Software. They're developing a game which, according to them, throws you into a hellish world, wandering isolated and lost as you explore non-linear, different, interconnected areas. It's not a full VR game. Let's get that out of the way. In fact, it was only VR in any way because of a 175K goal. That goal calling for them to create a single immersive virtual reality level that they say, quote unquote, is going to be the ultimate experience of the world and atmosphere of Scorn. According to the dev studio, throughout the game you will open up new areas, acquire different skill sets, weapons, and various items while trying to comprehend the sights presented to you. We want to create a broad gameplay experience that is more than a simple blend of all the game mechanics. You will constantly be required to rethink and adapt your actions. My only hope, guys, is that they learn enough from the development of this one virtual reality level that either through some DLC or a future update, they end up making the entire game virtual reality or creating a separate version of it that's fully virtual reality supported. Next up, upcoming interactive murder mystery experience, The Invisible Hours. It was set to be released on October 10th. Well, while players in North America are going to be able to enjoy the title on that date, users in Europe shafted. They're going to have to wait a little longer. The development team at Tequila Works have announced that the European release date for The Invisible Hours has been pushed back to the 17th of October. So essentially waiting an extra week. A reason for the delay not given. For anyone who hasn't heard of the game, it's a narrative-based VR experience for Vive, Rift, and PlayStation VR, inspired by classic murder mysteries from the likes of Agatha Christie, etc., set in the 19th century. And our next story, Sony started out as a company doing telecommunications. They dabbled with audio equipment before going full tilt into that direction, now known primarily for audio, video, etc. Well, they are coming full circle on that legacy. They filed a trademark application with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Application Office on October 2nd for a device they are calling Sonic Surf VR, the name indicating the product has some type of connection to VR, but the description says loudspeakers, audio interfaces, telecommunications, computer servers, computer programs for editing sound. So possibly some type of hardware add-on for audio virtual reality programming is what it sounds like to me at this stage. Unknown if Sonic Surf VR is aimed at the new version of the PlayStation VR or the old one. As we find out, I will let you guys know. And our last story, a little bit strange. Intel, on the one hand, saying they are going to continue to support virtual reality after shuttering down Project Alloy, well, doing the same with their Recon division for augmented reality. This was a company that just a couple of years ago in 2015, they acquired. It's 100 employees. They had just laid off about a third of the staff before this announcement saying they were going to shutter that division. But like with VR, they're saying the same thing, that they are going to continue to support augmented reality. Little strange, be really curious to see, be the fly on the wall for their inside roadmap, because the public one, little confusing. Hopefully, over the next few weeks, months, we figure out what Intel is actually up to. Well, guys, that is it for the news on this Sunday and our weekend. But hey, we will be back for a Game and Friday and weekend before you know it. Guys, as always, cheers.